So before I get this video started, I have to give a shout out to somebody that I've been watching for a very long time, because he's where this idea came from. The idea for the topic for this video. Gotta give a shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. I was just watching his video. He just uploaded the video. He titled it, "Ladies, is this cute or creepy?" So there's a video that so we all know those Ring doorbells. So you can see somebody at your door, like in front of your house or your apartment or whatever, without even having to get up and go and see who's there. You can just look on your phone and see who's there, you know. So there's a guy, and he was like, "Hey, shawty, you fine as hell, you know." They were somewhere in the South. And the woman was just kind of like, "I don't even know you, you know, and I'm not even at home." But she sounded like she was in the bed, so I don't know. But my whole, I guess I want to ask her, first of all, to answer that question, even though he's talking to the ladies. If you ask me as a guy, I think that's very creepy. And I wouldn't do nothing like that. And nor do I think it takes balls or anything to do that. I think that it's just creepy, and you shouldn't do that. So now I guess I want to pose my own question to all the men out there. What do you think is too, I guess, how do you approach women? You know, what is crossing the line? Because I know with me, I don't like having attention drawn to me, and I don't like drawing attention to other people. So, you know, whenever I approach women that, you know, I used to work in grocery stores or even at the store or wherever, yeah, I always try to do it on the low, kind of on, because like I said, I'm nervous and I don't want other people to see, because you know when people see you, then they want to record you, or like, "Oh, he over there trying to spit some game," just immature stuff, you know. But what do you think is too? How do you go about it? Do you kind of do you think it's better to like not do, like, for instance, definitely don't do it at night at a gas station, something like that, when she's pumping gas, or if she's somewhere, you know, in a secluded area and there's not a whole lot of people around. I wouldn't do it then. I would definitely do it somewhere, well, you know, in a well-lit place. I would not try to do it at night, you know, and try to walk up on some girl pumping her gas or walking somewhere. But I know we talk a lot about, and I do too, I have my own thoughts about, you know, about women and, you know, all the equality they want without the responsibility that comes behind that equality. But I mean, come on now, we gotta be honest and keep this in perspective now. Sometimes I'm glad I'm not a woman, because you see, it comes to a point where, and just like Tommy said in his video, women never know who's really watching them. And I don't mean admiring, like you park somewhere and go, "Damn, she fine." I mean, obviously, if you live somewhere, you're gonna see your neighbors, because you got to come outside. So that's not really watching. But you never know. I would imagine, as a woman, you don't know who's watching you, who's watching you, who's following you, who knows your pattern. "Oh, she comes in here every Saturday at 3, you know, something like that." It's just, it's weird to me that there's guys that they're like that, you know. And I think us as men, we need to be a little less thirsty. You know, we need to come off we need to really stop the creepy vibe, you know, and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. It's just strange that they just never know who's watching them, you know. And then a lot of them have to come up with ideas or come up with a creative excuse, because just to them, they don't know who. Because it's hard to decipher. It's hard to discern who is who. This guy who's handsome and well put together and stuff like that, he could be the craziest. He could be the psycho killer. Then the one who looks like a psycho killer, he could be the one who's well put together. So it's hard to. I guess this is a question for. That's the question for the men. That's the question for any women who happen to come across this and feel the need to commentate or leave a comment. How do you deal with a man approaching you that you don't know? In the public, in the store, in the library. The library. What's that? The gas station, anywhere at the park. How do you deal, and what do you feel the need to make up this imaginary boyfriend if you don't have one, or do you feel the need to have you ever just said no, right like that? No, I ain't giving you my number. I don't know you, and then like that. Do you feel the need to be disrespectful to have them for them to understand you're invading my space, or I don't want to be bothered, or have you given somebody a fake phone number or a backup Facebook account that you don't get on, or a social media profile that you don't use? How do you determine who? Because if you get approached a lot, obviously some guys gonna pique your interest. Some guys gonna be attractive to you. So you're gonna wanna, especially if you're single, you're gonna wanna. Well, he's kind of attractive. Let me see, So how do women? How do you go about doing that? I'd love to know that. I really, really would. I wish more people watch my videos so that way it would be, more of a dialogue, more comments and stuff to read. But I do appreciate the few people that do watch. So those are my two questions. One is for the men. I told you how I do it. How do you approach women? Is it based on the time of the day, or if it's too dark or whatever, or do you want to do it with discretion, or? And then women, how do you go about when this person does approach you? Is it, let me just be nice to this guy and maybe he'll leave me alone, or are you abrupt and to the point? And if you are abrupt and you walk away, or you are abrupt to this person and to the point, when you walk away from that, do you look over your shoulder and go, is he following me? Was I too mean? That's just stuff I want to know. So, definitely leave your comments. If you watch, I appreciate it. If you like, I appreciate it. Everybody that watches and comments, I sure do appreciate it. That's all I got. Let me know what you think. I'm out.